In this video, I want to look at how you can program your IBM Voice Agent with Watson. So one of the big um, resources to go to is this IBM Voice Gateway help page. So I'll put the URL in the links. If you go to um, getting started and about the Voice Gateway, there's very good resources here in terms of programming your voice gateway, capturing DTMF, general call handling like hang up, transfer to an agent, and much more. So this is one of the resources that's really very handy, and you'll see there's lots of voice gateway commands that one can issue. One of the easiest ways to call or set up a number for your voice agent is making use of Twilio and setting up a elastic zip trunk. If I go to my voice agent with Watson, if you go to getting started, you will see that there's literally a 1, 2, 3, 4 step process where you can set up your zip trunk, set up your SMS provider, connect your agent, and start testing your agent. Here's where you get the URL and the SMS you add on Twilio's side. And when you set your service credentials, you set the incoming number as well. So let's head off to the Watson Assistant portion, the logic of our voice agent. So here we are within IBM Watson Assistant. So you'll see this is where the intents, the entities, and the actual dialogue are managed for our voice agent, and the portions enabling this in terms of speech is text to speech and speech to text. Something I found interesting is the level of integration. So if we go in our intents, you will see we've actually got an intent called VG Voice Gateway Post Response Timeout. So if a response timeout is detected, it actually invokes this intent. And if we go to our dialog, we search a dialog, you will actually see there's a no match node which catches this VGW post response timeout, and it actually responds with this is a timeout and you can handle the timeout. So I really like the way the voice gateway is integrated with Watson Assistant, and this voice gateway command or parameter can actually be set as an intent, not specifically a user intent, but a voice agent intent, which gets invoked when there's a timeout. Something else we can quickly look at is the different voices, text to speech voices. So if we look at this instance, here is the voice gateway variable TTS config settings. Yeah, if I open the JSON editor, you can see here we've got an utterance that says, "Hi, this is Mike, how can I help?" And then you will see here that the voice gateway TTS config settings is set to language English, local US, so local can be US or UK, and then it's the Michael voice. So if I say to my chatbot or my voice bot, I need to speak to Michael, this is invoked, change this, the intent that's invoked is change voice Mike, and Michael will say this in his voice, and this TTS config is set here. Same, we've got the voice here for Lisa, and this variable voice gateway TTS config settings is set. In this instance, hi, this is Lisa, how can I help you? And the language is English, local is US, and it's the Lisa voice. So this is how you can set voice gateway values within your Watson assistant um, dialog flow. You can also change the language. Let's just look at another example in terms of changing the voice. So here we've got Kate. I think Kate is a UK voice. Yes, so we've got the language in English. The locale is Great Britain and it's a Kate voice. And let's quickly jump to a different language. So if let me just have a look here. Let's take this German example. So here the intent is switch to German. So the user might say, I want to switch to the German language. Again, we've got the same voice gateway variable there. And if we look at the JSON in the JSON editor, you can see there we've got a German phrase. The language is set to German. The locale is German, and you've got Birgit voice speaking. And then we've got I've got a whole host of languages listed here. Let me just quickly try and find another one. Here we can switch to Japanese. And if I go to the JSON editor, there's a phrase which is supposed to be a Japanese phrase, and the language is set to Japanese, locale Japan. The voice is Emmy. And let's just quickly look at the French voice. If I open the editor, French sentence and language, French, locale, France, and Rene. So that's how you can change your voice bot to speak a different language. So here the user might say, I want to switch to French, or the bot can use automatic language detection. And lastly, let's just look at the end call. So here we go. So in this case, the call is terminated. The user is asked do they want to terminate the call. If they say yes, then again we've got the voice gateway parameter we set. We say the bot says it was great to talk to you about the voice gateway, and then we can set VG voice gateway value hang up to yes, and the call will terminate. So this is just a brief summary and introduction in terms of how you can set up the JSON payloads within Watson Assistant to interact with your voice gateway and issue commands. You can also transfer the call. You can also capture DTMF values. So if speech doesn't work that well, you can default to DTMF.